My best friend thinks I'm her son's second mother, but every night we're breaking her heart. I am 44 years old, and I have become a stranger to myself. My name is Karen, and for 2 decades, I was the woman everyone turned to, the stable, childless best friend who was always there to pick up the pieces of other people's lives. But since that New Year's Eve when Leo carried his mother into the house and then carried me into a secret world of fire and guilt, I've been living a double life that is slowly eating me alive. The physical attraction between us is something I can't explain. It's not just a fling, it's a desperate, magnetic pull that defies every bit of logic I have left. But the cost of this love is a paralyzing fear of the mirror. Every morning, I spend an hour under the harshest light in my bathroom, hunting for gray hairs like they're evidence of a crime. I've spent more on Botox and fillers in the last 6 months than I have in the last 10 years. I'm terrified of the sun, terrified of high-definition cameras, and terrified that one day Leo will wake up, look at me in the morning light, and finally see the 18-year gap that I'm trying so hard to erase. I'm fighting a war against biology just to keep a man who should be calling me auntie. The deception reached a breaking point last month during Sarah's birthday dinner. We were all gathered at a restaurant, Sarah, her husband, her younger kids, Leo, and me. Sarah leaned over, squeezed my hand, and said to the table, "I don't know what I'd do without Karen. She's been like a second mother to Leo lately, helping him find his new apartment and giving him career advice. You're such a blessing to this family." I felt the steak turn to ash in my mouth. Under the table, I felt Leo's foot brush against mine, a secret, electric touch that made my skin crawl with both desire and self-loathing. I looked at Sarah, my best friend since we were in pigtails, and realized I was a monster. I was the person she trusted most, and I was sleeping with the boy she went into labor with while I held her hand in the hospital room 26 years ago. The apartment hunt Sarah mentioned was our cover. Leo did move out, but he moved into a place only 10 minutes from my house. Every night, I tell Sarah I'm winding down with a book, but really, I'm slipping out the back door, driving a circuitous route to avoid being seen, and spending the night in his arms. In that apartment, I'm not a middle-aged woman with a fading youth, I'm just a woman in love. He tells me he doesn't care about the age gap. He says, "Karen, those women my age are boring. They don't have your fire." And for a few hours, I believe him. But then came the accident. 2 weeks ago, Sarah decided to surprise Leo at his new place with a home-cooked meal. I was there. We were in bed, the middle of a Tuesday afternoon, thinking we were safe because Sarah was supposed to be at a dental appointment. When we heard her key in the lock, because, of course, she has a spare, my heart stopped. I've never moved so fast in my life. I dove under the bed, clutching my clothes to my chest, my heart hammering so hard I thought the floorboards would vibrate. I laid there in the dust, 44 years old and naked, listening to my best friend laugh and talk to her son just inches above me. I heard her say, "It smells like expensive perfume in here, Leo. Do you have a girlfriend you're not telling your mother about?" And then I heard Leo's voice, cool and calm, saying, "Just a girl, Mom. It's nothing serious yet." Nothing serious. Those words stung more than the humiliation of hiding under the bed. After she left, the atmosphere changed. The high of the secret started to feel like the low of a crash. I realized that as much as I fixated on my gray hairs and my wrinkles, the real problem wasn't my age, it was the ceiling. There is a ceiling on how far this can go. Leo wants to eventually have a family. He wants to be able to walk down the street holding his partner's hand without people wondering if he's out with his mother. I'm now at a crossroads that feels like a cliff. I've started pulling away, skipping his calls, and spending more time with Sarah just to punish myself. But the jealousy is a monster I didn't expect. When I see Leo talking to a girl his own age at a backyard barbecue, I feel a rage so hot it makes me dizzy. I want to claim him. I want to scream to everyone that he's mine. But I can't. Because the moment I claim him, I lose everything else. I lose my reputation, I lose my best friend, and I lose the only family I've ever known. I'm currently sitting in my car in a parking lot 3 towns over, watching the sunset. I have a box of hair dye in the passenger seat and a missed call from Leo on my screen. I'm trapped in a cycle of loving a man I can't have and betraying a woman I can't live without. I'm terrified of growing old, but I'm even more terrified of the truth. Because in this story, there is no happy ending. Either I break my own heart by leaving him, or I break Sarah's heart by staying. For now, I'll just go home, dye my hair again, and wait for the sun to go down so I can become the woman I'm ashamed to be.